So I want to start this video with something really important. This is not a hate video. I'm not here to attack Genshin Impact or pretend like it hasn't given me years of enjoyment. I've been playing Genshin since day one. I've been here through every patch, every Archon quest, every region release. I've invested time, energy, and love into this game. So everything I'm about to say is coming from someone who cares, someone who genuinely wants to see the game do better, not someone who wants to tear it down. And the honest truth is that I'm burnt out, really burnt out. And not because I hate the game, but because after all these years, Genshin still refuses to evolve in areas that matter the most. When you've invested years into something, you expect growth, you expect improvements. But instead, it feels like we're stuck in the same systems from 2020. And I know some people will say, well, all gacha games repeat content. But that's not the problem. The problem is stagnation. Because if you look at Honkai Star Rail and Zenless, and again, this isn't a Hoyoverse hate video. This isn't a Genshin versus Star Rail or Zenless showdown. But those games are constantly improving. Better animations, better QOL, better respect for player time. Every patch in Star Rail and Zenless feels like the devs are listening. Meanwhile, Genshin still has daily content locked behind specific days of the week. And this one genuinely blows my mind. To this day, daily character essential materials are still restricted to Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, or Wednesday, Saturday rotations. Like, why? Why am I, in 2025, still waiting for Wednesday or Saturday just to farm one character's essential material? Imagine wanting to build a new character you're excited about, but the game literally tells you, no, come back in 2 days. Why? Nobody knows. Star Rail doesn't do this. Zenless doesn't do this. Almost no modern game does this anymore. It's outdated, it's restrictive, and it kills motivation. When a player is excited to build a character, that excitement has a window. Once you disrupt it, you risk losing the player's drive completely. And that's exactly what happens. These time-gated systems aren't fun, they aren't challenging, they're just annoying. And they contribute massively to burnout. And then, the biggest surprise of all, Genshin decides to remove an entire new co-op feature that literally no one asked for. And this one honestly just makes me laugh because it beautifully highlights the disconnect between the devs and the community. Let's be real. Tell me where they conducted a community outreach survey that said, yes, please remove a game mode that has co-op gimmicks. Nobody was asking for this. Not the casual players, not veterans, not content creators. No one was making videos begging for this. No one had threads on Reddit demanding it. Yet somehow, this is what they chose to work on. It honestly feels like they said, hey, let's create content that fills time, rather than, hey, let's create content that feels meaningful. Again, where was the survey? Where was the feedback? Where was the community vote? Because everyone I've talked to, everyone I've seen online, everyone who actually plays the game said the same thing. We didn't ask for this. And that's exactly the theme of my burnout. It's not that Genshin is a bad game, it's that the decisions being made feel disconnected from what the player base genuinely wants. People want QOL. People want meaningful endgame. People want more build freedom, more flexibility, more respect for their time. People want simple things like a skip button, something so basic that it's insane it's still not in the game after 5 years. And this is coming from someone who has invested years into Genshin as a free-to-play player, years of saving primos, picking carefully which units to pull. To this day, I still don't have Raiden's signature weapon. And that's fine. That's part of the experience. But when you pour that much time into a game, you want it to grow with you. You want it to reward your loyalty. But lately, for the first time ever, I've genuinely thought about quitting. Not because I want to, because I don't. I love this game, but because the game isn't respecting my time the way it used to. The patches feel predictable, the improvements feel minimal, and now the game is making decisions that literally no one asked for, while ignoring the things everyone has been begging for since 2021. And look, I'll even give Genshin some credit where it's due. You can argue that the latest patch buffed a bunch of older characters. Sure, they made some QOL tweaks, they gave some units new life, and honestly, that's great. That's something the community has been begging for ages. But here's the reality. Even with those buffs, even with those improvements, you still have to sit through 4 hours of unskippable content every single patch. 4 hours of dialogue, of pacing that drags, of cutscenes you can't speed up, of filler interactions, every single patch. Meanwhile, Star Rail and Zenless is out here patch after patch improving everything from gameplay to QOL to animations. And you feel like your time is valued. You feel like the game is growing. You feel like you're progressing with it. And that contrast becomes impossible to ignore. And honestly, it hurts because I want Genshin to be better. I want it to innovate. I want it to evolve because the potential is still huge, but potential means nothing if it's never used. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you feeling the same burnout? Do you agree or disagree with the daily restrictions? What do you think about the new co-op shift? I want to hear your thoughts.